Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Home of Politics. This is Jemima. I appreciate your support. If you are here, you've not subscribed, remember subscribing, liking the video, sharing. Also remember to give me the opinion in the comment section. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are talking about the former Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua. This leader of late, he is in the USA and he has not stopped doing his politics because day and night, maybe he's going live on YouTube, he's giving out speeches, but he's just doing his politics as usual, like the way he was in Kenya. Recently, he made a statement about this Kenyan diaspora to stop investing in Kenya, to stop sending money in Kenya, because he feels like the regime that is in governance right now is making effort to frustrate issues to do with businesses of Kenyans, and he himself is encouraging these Kenyan diasporas not to invest in Kenya. He clearly says that even himself has stopped operating some of the businesses because he feels like the regime right now is not responsible with the things to do with investment. According to his statement, he feels like he is the only suitable president who will make the economy of Kenya to run if we come in the office 2027. And so it is something that is very discouraging to hear a leader who was in a national politics, or who resembles the unity of Kenya, going outside Kenya to sell out Kenya in a negative way, discouraging other investors to come in Kenya simply by channeling a message that is negative to Kenyans who work abroad. And so this has not been taken very easily with the Kenyans, more especially politicians. They have really condemned this speech because it is going to scare away investors, and it makes these people to lack confidence in our leadership, because if Kenyans themselves can't invest in Kenya, who are these foreigners who will come to invest in our nation? Here's the tip.
Since William Ruto declared war on the mountain, the economy is almost collapsing because people have stopped paying taxes, people have stopped investing, they are waiting for a new government. The way you are holding your money here, that is what people are doing in Kenya. Even ourselves, we do biashara kidogo kidogo, tumeshika kidogo, tungoje mambo ibadilike. This is...
Ningependa kuambia aliyekuwa makamu wa rais ambaye anajulikana kama wa Munyoro ya kwamba si vema wewe kama kiongozi kwenda ng'ambo alafu kwanza kuchochea kazi ambayo inafanywa hapa. Wewe kama kiongozi na uko na maono ya kuwa kiongozi, si vema kuambia wale wote ambao wanaishi katika diaspora wasilipe ushuru na pia wasilete pesa hapa. I know as a country we depend on diaspora remittances. So mambo ya kwenda Ulaya unasema ya kwamba pesa aziziletwe hapa, and yet hizo pesa zinasaidia watu wetu. Vijana wetu ambao wanaishi Ulaya, ambao wanafanya kazi Ulaya, they have a responsibility of making sure that we have diaspora remittances. So Bwana Rigathi, wewe umeonyesha uwazi ya kwamba you cannot lead this country, because you cannot pretend to want to be a leader and yet you are opposing Kenyans living in diaspora and telling them not to remit diaspora remittances to the country, and yet that is part of the support we get here.
My good people, what are impacts of the negative words or speeches that Rigathi Gachagua is going outside Kenya and exposing the negative face of Kenya? Even if he is doing politics, even if he is on the opposition, why should he watch his tongue? Number one, my good people, the former deputy president has the responsibility to unite Kenya. Even if he is against the sitting governance, then he should be a representation of Kenya's face, even if he has traveled outside Kenya, because he is contradicting himself. At the same time, he is championing for his politics. Why should I say he is contradicting himself? In the first position, he is trying to bring the face of the failures of the sitting president, because he says he has not achieved this, he has not done this, he has not done this. He has no plan to achieve these promises that he made. At the same time, Rigathi Gachagua himself is presenting himself as a better option for Kenyans. But in the same shoe that he is standing as a better option for Kenyans, he is again reducing his own bonga point by bringing in issues of contradiction. Number one, championing for tribalism, one community, personal interest so much than the interest of others. And finally, he has just spoke things to do with discouraging investors to come and bring money to our nation. For heaven's sake, even if he will become the president in 2027, how will he shape the economy if he has already scared away the investors right now in 2025? It will be very difficult for him to come and confirm to people like, right now things are very nice, come and invest in Kenya, because it takes a very short time to bring out a speech, but to reverse it is a problem. And so he is selling the negative side of Kenya, and so discouraging investors. And yet we know more than $4 billion are being remitted to Kenya annually as a result of foreign exchange and investment. What will he be advertising Kenyans for? Then he is doing a bad politics. Let him do politics by following the good things or the procedure of doing it. But again, discouraging investors will bring a very big impact to our economy. We also understand that even if he is a politician who is very serious right now, then we can look at the positive and the negative side. For this short period that he has been in the governance, and for the short period that is outside the governance, what has he done? For example, a lot of statements portrays him as a leader who is doing immature politics, because within a short term of him being outside the office, what he usually speaks out really underrates him. It does not express his face as a person who once held a senior most office in government, because it's like he's just coming out, giving out statements without knowing that this is downgrading his politics. And so within this short time that he has been out of the office, then it have really expressed how his interests are, where his interests are based on. This is because personal ambition, community ambitions, but not representing the face of Kenya, to an extent of discouraging your own people not to invest back at home, not to send home the foreign exchange. Then that one represents immature politics. And so someone can tell us, maybe come in 2027 he will be ready to face this, but this lowers the expectations of his supporters, because how will he turn things around the table in 2027 to raise the expectations of these supporters, to tell us that he is ready to amend everything that the sitting government has not done? And so this issue of giving out statements after statements without considering how he talks, then it resembles immature politics. And so the long-term impact is that he will not convert the supporters' mind come in future that he has this and these plans to do this. But the short term, the shortest term that he has been outside the office, then he tells us that he is doing immature politics. Finally, my good people, maybe he is having impossible calculation of politics. This is because he has a lot of, I think he has a lot of anger issues, because politics, you should not do it with a lot of emotions. He is emitting a lot of anger. In every speech you hear him, he is exploding, like he is giving out statements with a lot of frustrations. And this tells us that maybe he has not healed, and if he is given a chance, he can do something or wonders, only to punish the president, only to frustrate President William Samoei Ruto and his people. And so his miscalculations is just showing a lot of frustrations in politics, and maybe through this anger or emotions that he is expressing, then it is what is making him not to focus very well on what he is going to speak out as a potential presidential candidate. And so, my good people, what type of image has he painted Kenya to be like? What has he helped to sell the face of Kenya? Maybe it is not his responsibility to market Kenya positively because he's not the Kenyan ambassador to USA. But as a potential presidential candidate, he should represent the face of Kenya. He should sell the positive side of his agenda and how he will improve Kenya, rather than focusing so much on the negative side, because in some extent he should provide alternative way to encourage diaspora investment in Kenya, how he will bring in policies that are favorable to these people who work in diaspora, how he will bring in the issue of foreign investors to bring in foreign exchange in Kenya, rather than telling them, hold your money, hold your capital, so that when the right regime have the seat, then come and invest. I think that one is a very negative statement, and the impact is we will be witnessing these investors shying away because they will be afraid of what to do. And so, my good people, my take is that statement of people withholding their money not to invest in Kenya as a sign of being loyal to the politics of Rigathi Gachagua than being loyal to the sitting government is a political blunder that this Rigathi Gachagua is bringing to himself. This is because it has a serious implication on the economy of Kenya, and at the same time, it is making people to lose faith in this government, because people are not surely guaranteed about the safety of their money in Kenya. If you are here with your different opinion, send me in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.